and we are today in a new mod walkthrough. Uh, Now, you can remember back in, if you watched it, my walkthrough of the Knights in the Claw Restitution, I did mention about a mod that I was doing, I was redoing anyway, in the way of like fixing it up and changing a few things and this, that and the other kind of thing. That was called the Journey to Drakos. But obviously it didn't come out after that one, because after that one I did the Cult of Nidhogg. But now I have finally managed to get a Journey to Drakos finished, in the ways of its remastering, I may as well call it. So we are now in the Journey to Drakos reunion. Now, just to explain, the reason why this one took a little bit longer than planned was because the original series of the Journey to Drakos actually came out in 5 individual parts. You had episode 1, 2, 3, 4 and then the finale. But due to the way that the creation kit works, it's, if I want to I can put mods together. I can, like what I did this one. I got all 5 mods in one mod. But unfortunately, due to the way that the files work for the creation kit, I could only load up one ESP as the actual main active file, and the other ESPs, I could load them in as well. But what I had to do was literally duplicate everything that I had created. I had to duplicate it. Obviously then had to be renamed, replaced, put back into where I wanted it to be, and you know there was a lot of copying data and taking out the originals and putting in the new ones and this, that and the other. So it was a slightly longer process, so that's why it took a little bit longer to get to this one than I was originally planning. But it's now here and it's now done. So we're going to start what is effectively episode 1. Now episode 1 is actually, it's a new playable race. Well, it's not so much new now because it came out originally, but episode 1 was a playable race. Now you can see that I'm on the hair part there. We'll come back to that. As you can tell, my hair colour is a little bit different. But yeah, don't know what's going on the camera there. Whoop. But the new playable race that comes in with this one as well as obviously being originally released, is the aliens. It's the alien race. But we're not going to go for that, right? So we're just going to go for that one. But this is where the main new stuff in. Okay, so the hair itself, it hasn't changed. It's still the stock hair, because I can't bring in an external asset, so I can't give them like complete unique hair. But we're just gonna go and pick this one. I like the one with the little braid on it. But what is new for them are hair colour. So as you can see, I got a blue. Now in the original release of the first episode of Journey to Drakos, their hair colour, they had new hair colours, but they were very bright and very saturated. So what I've just made done here is I've just dimmed it down a little bit so they're not so like fluorescent. So I've dimmed them down. So we have blue hair. There's also the ginger one that it's still a little bit bright, but you know it's not like overly bright. So it's more of like a bright bronzy gingery kind of colour. We have green. There's pink. We have purple. We have like a dark red / burgundy. Now what's a bit like a kind of grey silver colour. We've got teal or turquoise, if you want to call it turquoise. And then we've got like what was like the ginger, but one that's not so bright. It's not as saturated. This is meant to be more like a light mousy brown. Now this is this little bit here that's going on here, by the fact that I'm moving the hair color marker, but her hair colors aren't changing. I think that might just be a confliction that my mod is having with another mod that I have that adds in new hair colors to the game. So it's just a small mod confliction, as far as to my knowledge, because I've had this happen before, and it was turned out it was a mod confliction. But it doesn't break the game or anything like that. It just means that you just get like this little extra bit at the end, but the hair colors don't change. But there's not really that much I can do about that. But we are gonna go, and we're gonna go for the sort of dark burgundy red. Now I will find out the name of the mod I'm using to get the race menu up, because obviously I can't use console commands because I'm PS4, but there is a mod. I don't know if it's the only one, but there may be another one, but it's the first one I've seen, that allows you to actually access the race menu again on PS4. So I'll put the name of that mod up on the screen now, and I will also leave a link in the description to the mod itself if you actually want to download it for yourself, because you know it's a fun, unique thing to have, be able to actually access the race menu. The mod page itself will explain how it all works. It's nothing too complicated, so it's not actually that bad at all. The only thing that it does do is that when you create a new character, it also creates it as a new save file. So I'm going to press square here to rename character. So we're going to rename them, and we are going to rename them. We're going to rename them Rinya. So this is now Rinya. So you have to get these here, these Gem of Destiny, but it'll tell you in the mod, on the mods page, which will be linked down below, tell you where to get them and how to work them. And yeah, my hands are bound at the moment, but all you gotta do is just literally just draw your weapon and you'll be fine and all set to go. But now back onto the alien mod itself. So I'm not going to level it up just yet. So in the alien mod we have, if I can remember, correctly, it's in here. So we have a new starter spell. This isn't the one that I have to learn. This is actually a starter spell for the alien race, and this is a new addition. So the old version of the alien race didn't have this. This is a new addition. It's an alteration spell. It's a level expert, but it doesn't actually cost. I don't think it costs actually that much to cast initially. I think it's about 100 points of magicka to cast. That's how much it'll cost straight from the beginning. But it's called Static Bolt, a bolt of lightning that does 40 points of shock damage to health and half to magicka. Targets that fail to resist are paralyzed for 3 seconds. So, you know, it's a one-handed spell. You just charge it up, and then so if that hits something, they will get paralyzed if they don't resist paralysis, and it will do a little bit of shock damage. I mean, yeah. In later games, the shock damage it does won't be as useful, but the paralysis may still be quite useful. And then we're going to look at powers, and they also have a starting power, like what all other races have. They will obviously have their own power, and the alien race has the Armor of Umaril, which increases your health by 100 points, heals the caster 100 points, increases your magicka by 100 points, and for 180 seconds nearby opponents take 8 points of shock damage and half magicka damage. Now I think that 8 points of shock damage is actually incorrect, and I believe it does actually do more. I think it's more akin to like 30 or 40 points of shock damage, but it's due to the way that how the spell is set up in the ways of its description. That it doesn't matter how much I change the value of the damage, it will always say 8 points. I don't know why, but it will always say 8 points. But it does actually do more, and I think it's around about between the region of 30 to 50 points of shock damage. So it's not a bad thing to have, especially at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game, it's a very good thing. Later on in the game, yeah, it still serves quite probably an alright purpose. So you know, all around, it's a useful power for most of the time. And another thing that the alien race has, we gotta find it now. It's in here somewhere. Oh, I got a disease. Let's have a look. So we're going down. So you also have an active effect, shall we say, of resist magic. So you're a little bit more resistant to magic as an alien, as well as that you are also resistant to poison. Now, if I can remember correctly, I think magic is you are resistant to it by 50%, and poison you are resistant to it by 100%. So you can't be poisoned. You can still be hurt by magic, but it basically cuts it in half, kind of thing. And poison just doesn't affect you. Basically, you just don't get hurt by poison. So that is it for the alien race. You know, it's yeah. I think its original file size was like something like 76 kilobytes. It wasn't very big. It's not a very big. It wasn't never a very big one. So you know, it's a simple mod, and it's just a new race. Yeah, they do look like the high elves, but again, due to limitations to the PS4, there is unfortunately not a major load I can do about that. But it gives you a different kind of character to play with at the beginning. Right, so we are now going to go on to what was part 2 of the Journey to Drakos, which is up here. Now part 2 was the House of Jax. So this is a player home. Now it still doesn't have all the fancy stuff in the ways of being able to bring home adopted children or allow a spouse to move in and this, that and the other. It doesn't have any of that kind of stuff because that kind of thing, it takes a little bit of time to set that up because you have to create new dialogue options, new sort of like markers, invisible markers for the NPCs to go to and this, that and the other. It takes a little bit of time to set up, and it's something that I don't know too well how to do. But you know, but again, but I think another reason why I've done that is because it's not, you know, it's a simple house. It's a nice simple house, but it has the immunities, you know. So out here you have the Skyforge. So you have a Skyforge, so you've got the extra bonuses of what you can make within the Skyforge. And also you have your tanning rack, grindstone, workbench, and a smelter. You know, you got all your smithing stuff. There's a stable here for just if you have a horse, you can just ride the horse to here, get off the horse, and then boosh. And then there's like a few plants around here for you to pick if you want, and a beehive just for a bit of decoration. But we're going to go inside. Right, so there we are with the House of Jax. Now again, yep, you know, this is supposed to be like a nice, simple home. Nothing complicated, nothing that seems a bit off with it. It's just be a nice, simple player home where it's just somewhere where you can put your stuff and gives you a little bit of extra storage. So it's like over here, you got your alchemy lab, and you got some extra chests just for alchemical supplies. You have your arcane enchanter with some chests for enchanting supplies, and obviously you have your bed, you have some wardrobes, you know, you got a bit of furniture in here as well, your bookcases, and you got a little bit of thing here, which all of this will make sense soon, as well as this. We will come back to this part here. Now obviously we're going through this door here. You have it's not a massive armory, but it's a small armory. So you got a grand total of 4 mannequins. And then if you come around the corner here, you got space for 15 weapons. So you got 5 on here, 5 here, and 5 here. And then on the wall here, you got some. This is basically like your smithing supplies, so you can put all your your ingots, this, that, and the other, and all those kind of things within here. But first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to go down here, and we are going to go to the fireplace. So, above the fireplace, you will see there are 2 items. So we're going to pick those up. Alright. So, the 2 items we just picked up, we have, going up, we have the Asgardian helmet. So obviously it's based off the jagged crown. But we've got the Asgardian helmet. It's classed as a light armor, armor rating is 52, or at least on my one it's 52. Increases magic resistance by 70%, and increases armor rating by 100 points. You know, so, you know, it's not. Oh, and you also get to turn to a ghost. Now, take it off, and you become normal again. So it allows you to do. So we're going to have a look at active effects, because there may actually be a extra effect on here with this. So we're going to have a look, because I put so many things on these things sometimes I forget what I put on them. I know that doesn't help. So you got nightmare visuals, you know. So your magic. So you can see here. Oh no, that's just a repeat. So going up. So no, you just get like a little bit of, yeah, because you got Asgardian helmet, so you gain more magic resistance from the Asgardian helmet as well. So, but you get like the little ghostly visuals. It's, yeah, the ghostly visuals doesn't do anything specific, but you know, it's a bit of fun, just with a bit of a laugh, a bit of a giggle. But we're gonna take that off now, because we're gonna obviously not carry all that. So, and the other item that you get within here is the Asgardian sword. Now, as about the moment on my file, it damage is 202. Now, obviously for other people, you lot, that might vary. Depends on your level, how much you've leveled up one-handed, and you know, all these little factors. But the weight is 6, so it's a very light sword. So the magic enchantment is target takes 70 points of shock damage and half as much as magic damage. So it doesn't do a major load of different effects, but it does quite a bit. It does quite an alright amount of actual shock damage. Into which, you know, to be honest, you can't really argue. But also you get this nice little shock after effect when you actually hit things with it. So you know, it's a nice little start sword, especially if you're starting a new file. I would say it'd be a good idea to actually come here, even if it is literally just to get the Asgardian sword. It's a very good starter sword, and if I can remember correctly, the enchantment doesn't run out. But that's not all that there is for you to find in this house. If we go back into the armory, come and look in this chest, you'll find, you find 1,500 gold, and in here also as well there is a full set of dragon plate armor and a full set of dragon scale armor. Now obviously for me at the moment that's nothing special, but again, if this is, if you're starting again from the beginning, this isn't actually a bad place to come to right at the beginning on Permasol, because you get dragon armor right near at the beginning of the game. And if you're starting a new file, it might not actually be that bad actually at all. But the thing I'm interested in is this thing, Embazard. So it's a destruction / conjuration spell. So it creates a magic sword for 180 seconds, and obviously you can see if it can spell it. For 178 seconds, but technically it's 180 because there is a Tarpal time. That in that time, opponents in melee range take 8 points of fire damage per second. Targets on fire take extra damage. Again, that is actually a bit more than what it says. It does a bit more than what it says. Again, I think it's about 40 to 50 points of fire damage. But again, it's something to do with how the descriptions work for this particular effect. And also a fire explosion for 187 points of damage in a 15-foot radius. Target of fire take extra damage. Now, it doesn't directly do 187 points of fire damage. It only does it on mine because I've leveled up destruction, and I've kind of leveled up the amount of damage that fire spells can do. So mine's a little bit stronger, and I'm pretty sure it's actually in a bit of a bigger radius than 15 feet. But we're gonna learn Embersard. Now so you should find it in. Yep, here we are, Embersard. But if I remember correctly as well, it doesn't actually cost you anything to actually cast this spell. You can actually cast it for no cost. But I'm gonna keep this room secret. Right, there you go. So we're gonna attempt to cast it. So, you just hold it down, bada bing bada boom, and then right, so I've managed to get Embersard working, and my beehive's on fire. Okay, but it does appear that there does seem to be a small issue with it using it in your right hand. So for now, we're not going to use Embersard, and we are going to go back. We're going to use that Guardian Sword. Screw this. Screw the other one. But really, the main thing you'll probably actually want from the House of Jax is not Embersard anyway. The main use of the House of Jax will be what is behind this door here. So, open a psychomanteum door. Now, this is doesn't need to do no screen. It's in the actual same place as the house. But we're not going to go in there right now. What we are actually going to do first is we are going to go and read one of the journals. So the first one we're going to look at, that's over this dragon table here, is my journal. So let's have a read, shall we? My house and what it has for you. For whomever of my nieces or nephews who inherit my house, this journal will give you a quick rundown of what my house contains that may be useful to you. The psychomanteum is a portal room that has portal books connected to all the Skyrim's major cities. Each book has its own banner from each city to help you navigate which portal book to use. To return back to the house, you will find a red portal of magical energy. Walk into the city portal to travel back to the psychomanteum. The house also comes with an alchemy lab for you and an enchanting dais with extra storage. I am also leaving you a few of my personal belongings. Above the fireplace you will find the Asgardian sword and helmet. In my chest in the house's armory you will find my spell Embersard and my collection of dragon armors, which were extremely hard to come by, so please treat them well. I have also left some gold in the chest for you to use as you wish. Plus, I need to make up for all the birthdays I missed. But if you wish to try and find me, then I will be in solitude and I am staying on a boat called the Baraka, as they are helping me with my research. Love, Uncle Jack. Alright, so Uncle Jack is not here and he's gone off somewhere else. So I'm gonna show you the psychomanteum. So you're gonna go in here under the dragon lamp. Through this door here, you will see this room. A little bit of water for you to splash in, splash in the water. Okay, you're not splashing. Why aren't you splashing? Probably not deep enough. But you don't have to worry about the water. What you'll be obviously more interested in is actually all the books and this bit of decoration. But no, the main thing is the books. So you can see that there are 8 books, 4 here and 4 over here. Now there isn't a portal book to Whiterun, but that's because you're very near Whiterun, so there's kind of no point. But as you can see, above each book is the banner to each city. So obviously this one says Skyrim, but that's because it takes you to Dawnstar, which Dawnstar's part of the world map, so that's why it says Skyrim. So that's why there are the banners. Because there are, I think, 3 of them that say to Skyrim, but that's obviously because of how the game's set up. So Dawnstar, it'll say open Skyrim, but again, it's got the banner, you've got Falkreath, there's Markar, you have Riften, so there's a open Riften, and there is Solitude, Morphal, the Windhelm, and Winterhold. And so we're going to go to Solitude, because that's where we are going to want to go in a minute. I'm just going to grab one more thing before we go. On the same table as the journal, you will find Research Note 1. We're not going to read that straight away, I'm just going to take it now, and we're going to read that in a bit. So, we're going to go through the Solitude portal book to basically start heading towards the Baraka horror. But yeah, so in each city you'll see that there's these like red balls of like magic. Just walk towards those and you will end up going back to the psychomanteum. It's as simple as that. But right, next we are going to go to the Baraka horror. So I will see you at the Baraka horror. Right, and here we are. The Baraka horror. Let's go and have a little boozy, shall we? So the outside of the boat hasn't changed a massive load compared to the original series. I mean, there's a bit more decoration. There's a few crates here, got a couple of chests over there, some barrels. Unfortunately, these things don't actually work, but I designed them to basically not work. They're just more there for decorational purposes. Anyways, to show you like that, this is how they defend their boat when they're out in the ocean. If they're gonna get like attacked by anyone, this is how they do it. By using dwarven ballistas. But there are some new additions to the outside that are actually a bit more either might be useful or is just for a bit of fun. So, for example, if you go to this mast, where you have the crow's nest, go towards here, and you'll see this come up and it says open Skyrim. Click on that, and then you'll be up in the crow's nest. And then sometimes in the game you'll see that there are like hawks flying around here. You know, you can have a bit of a game whilst in the crow's nest. Or you can actually, there's one. There's a hawk there. So you know, you can attempt to try and shoot down the hawk whilst in the crow's nest. No, just for a bit of fun. I'm not going to do that now because I'll be here for a million years doing that. And then just to get back down, obviously this look here, it says open Skyrim. Open that up. And then, boom, there we are, you're back. But also another new feature for here is if you come to the wheel here, now unfortunately it says open Skyrim there, open Skyrim there, and then Solstheim there. So obviously that one takes you to Solstheim. There's 3 points on the wheel because there's nothing on the bottom, but there's 3 points in the wheel. If you go for the one that's in basically at the top of the wheel, that will take you to Dawnstar. If you go for the one that's on the left of the wheel, that will take you to Windhelm, and the one on the right of the wheel will take you to Raven Rock. Now obviously due to PS4 limitations, the boat doesn't actually come with you. But you know, it gives you a chance to do a little bit of a fast travel. Just make it seems like that you can actually use the boat to a sense. But we're not going to do any of that now because unfortunately I do have mods that do alter some of the cities. So, like for example, Dawnstar, on my file at least, there will be a slight confliction between this mod and another mod that I have, in the ways of where the platform or pontoon is. There's nothing I can do about that because it's the mod confliction. But you know, if you're playing Skyrim and you haven't got anything that alters Dawnstar or alters Winddown or alters Raven Rock, then you won't have any problems whatsoever. Now, but it doesn't mean I can't use them. I can still use them. It's just that unfortunately, like things might be a little bit different when I arrive there. But again, that's just a mod confliction because I have a mod that alters some of the cities. But we're not going to worry about that. We are going to go in to the Baraka Horror. Alright, so here we are. So you've got the captain's quarters here, but we're going to go in there at the end. So if you go down here, and you've got some barrels. So, oh, looks like fuck stuff going on there. Not what that's all about. Could just be a visual problem in the game, loading in new files. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be happening anywhere else, so it's probably just because it's loading in a new file. But so yeah, so we're going down here. So the main thing about the House of Jax is the psychomanteum. The main thing about the Baraka Horror, apart from its ability to fast travel in a couple of places, is not this little boy here.
Hi there.
He's just someone you can talk to. But again, due to PS4 limitations, he does unfortunately have the infamous face glitch. But again, there's nothing I can do about that. It's just a problem with the PS4 and mods in PS4 in general, because Sony sucks and puts restrictions on what PS4 mods can actually do. But if you come into this room and then come to the right, you will find what is basically a smithery. So you got some ores, you got some ingots, you got some more ingots here, bunch of ingots here, and some more ores and ingots here. Then you got your rambles, you got grindstones, workbenches, and tanning rack. The only thing you don't have is the smelter, but obviously, why would you have a smelter on a wooden boat? Doesn't make any sense. But the main important thing is actually to talk to Brock here.
You all right? You look like you might be sick.
Yes, I have rock joint, I believe. But all the people you bump onto here, apart from Lesnar the Cannon Boy, are all merchants, and you can sell and buy stuff to them. You can either buy stuff from them or sell stuff to them, and each one has their own speciality. So Brock here is basically the blacksmith.
Take care now.
I will, Brock. Thank you very much. Then you come into this room here, and you will find Merlina.
Need something? Take a look.
It's probably pretty obvious what she does. She is the person you go to for magic, but who is she married to? Bum bum bum. And obviously you can buy all your scrolls, enchanted robes, spell tomes, sell, soul gems, all this and all that jazz. But if you look over on this side, there's a few robes you can take. So you got like Mantle of College robes, Archmage robes, Mythic Dawn robes, Citric robes, Mirax robes, Temple Priest robes, Tavani robes, and the Greybeard's outfit. So the Greybeard's boots, Greybeard's hood, and Greybeard's robes, which normally aren't accessible in the vanilla game. But now you can have them if you want to be a Greybeard. And then on the other side over here, Yeah, you got a few staff. So you got staff of mending. I think there's another staff of mending behind that one as well. Staff of mage light, staff of courage, staff of paralysis, staff of zombies, dragon priest staff. The one that you can't normally get because it's the one that is in Skull Dolphin, and you can only get if you kind of like glitch the game to a degree. You got Merrick staff, you got a few staffs, as well as a enchanting dice and a staff enchanter. Then if you go on to what is effectively the left hand side, you will come into here, where you will bump into Little Soul.
Need something?
And as you can tell,
Take a look.
Soul is basically a alchemist. She is the apothecary. So obviously you get your potions, get all your ingredients, and you get a few recipes. Bada bing, bada boom.
See you around.
Or you can just take them. If you want to, you can take a whole bunch of them. I'm not going to because I like how this is all set up and decorated, so I'm going to keep it that way. Just for a bit of fun, here is a skeever with some antlers. Now, a little bit of trivia. Lesnar, the cabin boy here, originally, if you had the original Baraka horror, or at least had a go at it, you might recognise the Lesnar name. Now, Lesnar used to be a general merchant. He was actually a merchant here, and he was a general merchant. You had to sell all your odds and ends and all your knickknacks to him. But due to how I had to put all 5 mods together and all this and all that, and with all this stuff, duplications and duplicating people's factions, people's chests, in the ways of the merchant chest and this and the other, something went wrong with Lesnar, and no matter what I did, he would not work. I couldn't get him to work. So I decided to demote him down to Lesnar the cabin boy. Now originally there in the subtitles it wasn't going to say Lesnar, it was going to say douchebag McGee, because it was kind of getting annoying by the fact that he broke and I couldn't figure out why he broke. But I decided to then just put it back to Lesnar. But in compensation there is a massive apple pie. So if you like apple pie, there's a big huge ass apple pie. And if you go for this door, you go into here and you can see you got mannequin, weapon racks, more mannequins. This is just like a big extended version of the House of Jax armory, as it would make sense for the armory on the boat to actually be a bit bigger. Here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mannequins, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 weapon racks. That's a lot of weapons. And then the rest of it is just very more pure decoration. You've got model of a mead hall, got all these shields on the wall because why not? A little Reichling riding a bull, a boar. What am I on about? But the thing I'm interested in grabbing is this one, Research Notes 2. Once again, we're not going to read that just yet. We're going to read that in a bit. But then if you go through this door here, you found the bar and Luna.
Need something?
Again, face glitch, and I really wish that bloody Sony would lift the restrictions so it could be fixed. But she's just basically like your innkeeper, you can buy a bit of food and some like ales and brandies and stuff from her, or you can speak to her and get some rumours.
Until next time.
Yep, see you later, Lulu. And if you go up the stairs here, it's just, for emergency sake, it's a bit more, there's a bit more sleeping space, because obviously this ship had a crew at one point. So where's the rest of them? Good question, Sherlock. So we now gotta go back up to the captain's quarters. Here we are in the captain's quarters. Now, unfortunately, in the original release, I made a mistake with this room, into which I did not set it to a thing called a no reset zone, as well as that the chest actually also respawns every so many in-game days. So if you put anything in the chest, after a few days of it being in there, it would disappear. But that has now been fixed. I've now sorted that all out, so now it is safe for you to store all your items in here, and you will not lose them. So as you can see over here, it's got selections of ales, a bit of flint, some rum, some tree sap, nightshade extract, some screamer, and a bit of decoration machine. Got a little safe. And then over here, you actually got, there's a little strong box, but you also got Shrine of Boethia, Shrine of Mephala, and Shrine of Azura. And then you got his little figurine collection, and his boat collection, into which this boat at the top here actually moves. If you watch it carefully, you can actually see that it actually moves. This is only little, but it moves. But that's why it's on water, so makes sense. So in the captain's chest, you will find 1,500 gold, an assortment of stuff. It's all just randomized here. But also, you will also find this. The Mystic Tetra Armor. We're gonna learn that. Now, this falls under powers. So we got this. Unleash the Wrath of the Ancient Tetra Knight. So all this does, you just go boop, and you go boop, and you don't have to worry about it being bit dispelling, and there we go. Tetra Armor. So we're going to have a look at its active effects, because obviously it doesn't tell you in the description. So we got Dragon Aspect Arms, twice. Then, if you carry on going down, we also have it fortifies your health, fortifies your magicka, fortifies marksman, fortifies one-handed, fortifies two-handed, gives you night eye, power attack / damage resistance. So we do increases magic resistance, gives you a shock cloak, and there you go. So it gives you quite a few effects. So we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait, and we're gonna let that run out. There we go. So that's not run out. If you can hear a slight wind effect in the background, that unfortunately that's a sound bug I seem to have on my file. I don't know why it's there, unfortunately, anymore. I completely forgot what actually caused it initially in the first place. But it's been there for a couple while. But it's, and I've been trying to get rid of it, and it just doesn't go, and it's annoying. But not a lot I can do. But on the captain's chest here, we got Drakos' curse and note on the cipher. So the first one we're going to look at actually is this one. Now, there is, as you saw in the description, there is a new set of armor and a weapon that you can find in the game. Now, in this walkthrough, I'm not going to show you where it is. I'm not going to show you what it is, and you're not going to find out what it does. I know I've cheated you, haven't I? But because you have to crack the cipher, you have to crack the code. Hence why I created the code in the first place. So I've given the cipher to that Jax fella to look at, as he seems to be quite a smart old dog. I've decided to also write it down in this note so I can also continue to try and decipher it. So everything in the capital letters is what you need to try and crack. That is the cipher. That's the cipher you need to try and crack. At the moment, what it spells out is IG Y E O O K Z E O X T A X X M L T J G B and Q. Now, I'm not entirely sure what it will lead to, if anything. So, have fun with that treasure hunt and trying to crack it. But the other thing that we got in here is Drakos' curse. So we're going to grab that, but we are not going to read that right now. We're going to read that in a minute. Right. So we are going to now read both of Uncle Jax's research notes. So let's have a look, shall we? Right. Due to some crashing issues with Emberzard, I've just updated the game. Well, the mod, not so much the game. But I've created an update for the mod, where so anyone now who's downloaded it will have to update it, and people who are new obviously won't have to worry. But Emberzard is now removed from the game because of crashing issues, and the clipping in here has been sorted. So it's all been all of those have been fixed. But what was causing those issues, I do not know, but it's all sorted now. So we are all good. But now we are going to read these books. So this is going to be a slightly long, dull bit if you're not really a person for books. So I'm going to put up a timestamp at the top of the screen in a second, basically telling you where to skip to, so you don't have to worry about hearing me read these books, or if you're more interested in just basically not hearing the story. So timestamp will be at the top of the screen now. So skip to there if you don't want to hear me read these stories. If you do, let's begin. I believe I have made a breakthrough in my research. I have spent so much time on looking for clues to Drakos and Skyrim, I never thought that its influence was stretched to other provinces of Tamriel. After spending some time in Cyrodiil, I have managed to discover that the aliens may be the missing piece I am looking for. I went and spent some time in Leyawen, and as I was staying at the inn, I heard two Argonians talking in the corner. What they were talking about only caught my attention when I heard one of them talk about some ancient texts. When I asked them about these texts, one of the Argonians said that it was rumoured that the text spoke about the aliens and an unknown race sealing away an ancient evil in the Skyrim. I asked them if they knew where this alien ruin was and what it was called. They said that it was an ancient alien ruin northeast of Leyawen called Veyond. Even though at first they were reluctant to show me where this ruin was, I finally managed to get them to agree to show me where the ruin was. It was an easy deal. I got to take down notes on the text, and they get to keep whatever else we find in Veyond. After all, I'm looking for knowledge, not treasure. The following day, the Argonians and I travelled to Veyond, and even though the outside was crawling with trolls, they didn't present too much of a problem. As we entered Veyond and travelled through its halls, we found the usual things: Welkin stones, Vala stones, and other knickknacks. As we progressed further, we were ambushed by a group of trolls, and one of the Argonians was killed. The surviving Arcadian didn't seem too bothered though, as he said that it would just be more treasure for him. In my 50 years of life, I have come to learn that you should never get greedy. As we went a little further in, we were ambushed again, and the second iron was torn to pieces, because he could not run fast enough due to carrying too many trinkets. Even though I found myself on my own, finally, after a couple of hours of searching, I found the ancient text that I was looking for. I finally found my way out of Veyond, with text in hand and life still intact. As I am writing this, I am now on my way back to Skyrim. I will use this time to try and translate the alien text to see what knowledge it holds. Even though I have not managed to translate all of the text, I believe I have managed to translate the text that I need. The text talks about the aliens and how a millennia ago they vowed to capture and seal away Drakos. Though I am still unsure on what Drakos is. But the aliens did not do this on their own. The text also talks about how the Dwemer, the Nords, and also a race that I have never heard of before known as the Tetra, also helped to capture and sealing away of Drakos. Unfortunately, my ability on translating how exactly they did this is proven to be troublesome. But there are a few lines that I can translate. Sealed away under the lonely mountain. By the willing of the Ada, the sorcery of the ideal masters, the knowledge of Apocrypha, and the creation of the Soul Star, the paradox was born. Now, I do not know what it means by the paradox, but after looking at my map of Skyrim, I do believe I know of this lonely mountain, that it speaks of as there is such a place that matches the description in Whiterun. I will bring this trident up with Otaro, and hopefully if he agrees, we shall be able to start preparing tonight for an expedition to the Lonely Mountain. But I now also find myself asking, what is this paradox? Just how was this paradox created? Who are the Tetra? Even though I agreed with that Jack fella and arranged for me and some of the crew to go on an expedition to that mountain, I knew from the start that setting foot in that mountain was going to be a cursed idea. When we first got there, we had to solve some kind of statue puzzle, but Jack was able to solve it kind of quickly. The only issue now is that we can't reset it, so now any stupid fool can just wander in and get themselves killed. As we entered the first room, we were ambushed by the massive arachnid. We weren't able to kill it, but we managed to find a way to escape it, which after some of the crew came to call it Charachnid. After escaping Charachnid, we found ourselves in an impossible room. I don't know what this room was supposed to be, but all I know is that I lost a few good crew in that room. After that we ended up in some kind of Nordic ruin, but not long after entering the Nordic room, everything changed. I don't remember much as it was all a blur. I remember hearing some kind of shriek or I heard a roar. Then the room shined bright white. After I managed to regain my sight, we all found ourselves back outside at the entrance, on top of the mountain. Once this happened, I ordered my crew to group back up and make a move back to the ship, but something had happened to many of them. Their minds had become broken, and they would not stop screaming. I did not know what they were screaming, seeing but the faces were drained, white, and could only show despair. The remaining clue that did not seem to be affected, and I did the best we could to help them. But as we started to make our way past Whiterun, we were stopped by a city guard. When the guard asked what was going on, one of the affected crew suddenly lunged at the guard, spouting something about not being worthy of seeing Drakos. The affected somehow managed to run his fingers into the guard's eye sockets and pull out the guard's eyes. Then, as you can imagine, the whole place went into pandemonium. In all the fighting, I managed to slip it away, and even though I never leave my crew behind, the affected showed signs that they were lost cause, and their minds could not be saved. All of this happened a few days ago now, but now I fear that maybe my mind did not escape undamaged. I hear voices in the night calling out to me to join. I see a different sky to those who stand around me, and I have the urge to pull out the eyes and tongues of the crew that are left. So I have decided to go and join my crew, who have been taken to Merith Asylum. But before I go, if the niece or nephew of Jack is reading this, who he spoke about to me, I am sorry about your uncle, kiddo. I'm sorry that I took your uncle to that mountain. I know it may not be much as you lost your uncle, but because of me. But I have instructed the remaining crew that if you show up to Baraka now belongs to you. It is hard for them to understand what is going on, so they will help you in the same way that they have helped me. Please take care of Lesnar, as he is only a child we found drifting in the Sea of Ghosts after the vessel he was on was attacked. Alright, so the question is now, where do you go? Do you go and attempt to find Drakos' chamber, or do you decide to go to the Asylum? Now we're gonna do this in the chronological order of the episodes. So we are actually gonna go to the Asylum, which is just here. Alright, and here we are at the Asylum. Now obviously, if you played the original one, you might remember that the Asylum was near Rorikstead instead of Whiterun, and that also the Asylum was a massive building. Now, due to, again, going back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video about the whole duplicating things so they would work in this version of the Journey to Drakos, there were some complications with the Asylum building and the landmass that it was built on. There were some complications that I couldn't fix. So if you go to Rorikstead now, you will see that there's like a massive kind of mountain peak kind of thing there. That's just to cover the issue with the landmass that I couldn't fix. So you might actually see the remnants of a pathway there. And then along top of that, with the building, trying to duplicate the entire building and move it to a new location was basically impossible. But it wasn't so much impossible, but it was more, there was problems with loading in render window, in the creation kit, and this, that, and the other. So it was something that was very, very, very difficult to do. So instead, the Asylum now has been moved to here, and for the purposes' sake, it's basically been built into the mountain. But enough of that backstory about the Asylum building. Let's make our way in. And as you can see already, people are interested. There are ghosts in here. Now, you may want to have some that allows you to see in the dark, because some places in here do get kind of quite dark. As you can see down there, it's a bit dark down there. So I will be using nighttime in some places. So let's go take out all the ghosts. Hello, ghost there. Kill the ghost. Any other ghost there? Ghost there. Come here. Come here. Oh. So yeah, there are two different types of ghosts in here that you can fight. And I've been set upon by ghosts. Yeah. Take that one down. So really, the ghost that you'll mainly be interested in looking at is not so much the crazed schizophrenics, because they just have this kind of boring stuff. But the ones that are labelled crazed psychopath are the ones that might be a little bit more interesting to you. Because some of them, because this building, the interior of the asylum is built into two different wings. You have the male wing and the female wing. So if you're a person who uses more heavy armors, you'll be more interested in going into the male wing. If you're a person who uses light armors, you'll be more interested in going to the female wing. Now I don't need to get on any of this stuff, because compared to my stuff, this is all rubbish. But also, is a good idea is to not judge the difficulty of this mod on my playthrough because of some of the mods that I actually have. So for me, this will probably seem quite easy, but for other people, this may actually end up being quite difficult. And you go around and you'll find some dead bodies all over the place, and you obviously tell something went wrong here. Something went horribly wrong. There's here we've got another corpse. He's a dead guy from my run, and well, he's dead. Obviously, he must have got his brains bashed in on that wardrobe, for example. There's another one here, followed by another one here. So shit went south. It's a pretty easy way to explain it. Shit went south. So we're gonna have a look at all the other rooms very quickly. Some dead people on spikes. So joy. What a wonderful world they live in now. So there are two spells in this asylum. We have riot control. Hello. It's ghosty. Do you even know I'm here? Oh, as soon as I try and talk to you, you're like, no, you don't want any of it. Alright. Riot control. Boom. And that's basically what riot control does. It burns the target for a little bit, as well as it pushes them away from you. So that's riot control. So let's go back up, get the Asgardian sword, and as you can see, the Asgardian sword enchantment has not been running down, so it's got an infinite amount of uses. So that's pretty useful. Right, that's not right. But as you can see, it does get a bit dark in here. My god. So yeah, the setup for this side is it's very similar. It's a very similar setup. It's a bunch of rooms where in the occasional room you'll be able to find a little bit of loot, and also has potential to actually get yourself kind of swarmed a little bit. Would you just die already, ghost? Thank you. How about you? Do you want to die? Right. So in another room, you will find another little desk where you'll find a spell tome called Sedative and Note to the Authorities. So we're gonna struggle to read that. So you know what? Note to the Authorities, I will let all of you lot read it in your own time. Because it doesn't advance the story, all it does is just explains what happened in the asylum. But I'm going to let you lot read that in your own time. So we're going to learn. So, sedative. Creatures and people up to level 50 won't fight for 60 seconds. Targets that fail to resist are paralyzed for 15 seconds. So it's supposed to like calm people down as well as just paralyze them. Yeah. So it could have its uses. I'm just going to take out the rest of the ghosts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's still one more little area we need to go through. Now, this guy can be quite tricky. There is potential that he could be quite a bit of a tricky bugger. So we are going to prepare for him. Now, I'm going to prepare for him to make my life extremely easy. Good old solar wind. Alright, where are you? Down here? Down here? Down here? There you are. Hello.
What was that?
It was me. What do you think? Right, so, alright, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Come on. Ooh, it's a ghost bear. Boom, boom, boom. We've got Espion. Hello, Espion. Blech. Strike Espion. So you do have to be wary that he can actually summon up a bear. And also heal himself. So this guy you have to take out quite quickly. Don't worry about the bear and just go for the captain. That is my tip. Don't worry about the bear and go for the captain. Because he can be a tricky fucker, because he, as you will see in a second, has these. And he has, if I believe correctly, he has 6 of them. It might be 5, but it's either 5 or 6, and it completely restores health, and he will use them. So you might be a bit of a tricky bugger. So I'm going to take all those. But also, you can learn Bran Ulf, Illustrious Cat, and Espion. But also he has this set of armor and this weapon. So, Aided Silver Boots increases your stamina by 150 points, whereas Muffled and Move Silently carry capacity increased by 150 points. Aided Silver Armor, health regenerates 200% fast, increases shock resistance by 100%, increases your health by 150 points, bows do 70% more damage, one-handed does 70% more, and two-handed do 70% more. Yoink! Aided Silver Gauntlets, unarmed strikes do 70 points additional damage, pickpocket success is 50% better, weapons and armor can be improved by 50%. Yoink! Aided Silver Helmet increases your magic by 150 points, increases magic resistance by 50%. Aided Silver Shield, while blocking, creates a ward that protects against spells for up to 80 points, increases armor rating by 100 points. So not too shabby, I don't think. And then we have Linned Slag. Damage on my one is 68, but my two-handed is not as strong as my one-handed. Targets take 100 points of shock damage and half as much magic damage. If target dies within 20 seconds, fills a soul gem. But this also has this little unique feature where if you hit something, there's still effect of lightning, which I think is a nice little touch considering to what the enchantment effect actually is. So now I need to see if I'm able to actually show off these. Bran Ulf 0. Now look, let's just Cat 0 and Espion 0. Right, so I will be able to show you the 3 summon spells. Now if I remember correctly, with all of these you do have to give it a few seconds to charge up. So we're going to charge up Bran Ulf. And then Brown Wolf. And there's Brown Wolf. He's a big fire wolfie. So you get yourself a fire wolf whose attacks, or at least some of his attacks, do fire elemental damage. And we're going to get out Electrist Cat. Boop, boop. Oh, look at that, he sat down. He's a big kitty. He's a actually he's a pretty big kitty, Jesus. He's a cute little moggy. So we've got Electrist Cat, which his elemental magic is basically shock. And then we finally we finally come to Espion. Oh. So Espion is basically a ghostly bear whose magic element is basically frost. So you have a wolf that has fire damage to some of its attacks. You have a saber cat that has shock to some of its elemental attacks, and you have Espion who has frost to its elemental attacks. So, and I think they're actually quite strong as well, if I can remember correctly, because I haven't changed these since the original, so some of the details on them are a little bit like, I can't quite remember, but I can remember I did set them up to be quite strong, so, you know, it's sort of like, they should be able to kick some ass, though Espion does seem to be a bit lazy. You lazy bloody ass bear. Alright, so that's it for the Asylum. So now we have one more place to go. And that is, of course, Drakos' chamber. And once again, I'm just going to put this as a reminder into the video. You still have this to discover, which you have to discover on your own, as it will not be shown in this walkthrough. But again, you have to translate the capital letters. Alright. Now, as you might figure out by now, all the other places, so House of Jax, map marker was already there. The Baraka map marker was already there. Asylum, map marker was already there. Drakos. Now, Drakos' map marker will not be there. So, I am going to show you where it is on the map, but in a slightly different way. So I will see you all at the House of Jax. Right, here we are. Now, can you remember earlier on in the video when I was showing you around House of Jax that I kind of pointed out this table over here with these books on it? No, and obviously the maps as well. Now, this map can kind of help you, not so much this one, though you might look at this one, but it is this Skyrim map, because obviously in the journals it does explain where Drakos was actually sealed away. Now, if you look at the map here at Whiterun, you will see this mountain, this small little mountain, picture of a mountain. This is where you are wanting to go to get to Drakos' chamber. And so on your world map here, where it is on this map is here. It's basically this area here. This is where you will find Drakos' chamber. So we'll move there now, and I will probably fail in some parts of it. Very funny, like, possibly. So I will see you at the entrance to Drakos' chamber. Alright, here we are at the chamber of Drakos. So I'll show you on the map. The marker was a little bit off, but yeah, close enough. So as you can see, it is here. Here is the chamber of Drakos. So this is the Lonely Mountain. Now, obviously to get inside, we need to move this head. And all the statues are all facing oddly. Ooh. Now, I want to test something here very quickly. So I'm going to press the button. You know, just going to press the button and get it activated. Give it some seconds, and there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. There it goes. Now, recall where that statue is facing, and recall where that statue, where the switch on the statue actually is. So we're going to do something. We're going to go round. We're going to keep going round and round. Yeah. Now, if you were paying attention to when I was first looking at it, you might realise the statue has actually moved a little bit. So we're going to do it again. Go round, round, and yep. Now, the statue doesn't look it's moved that much. But as you can see, if you were paying attention to when I first got here, all these other statues now, and as you can see, these statues, they move. You know, they're not alive. No, they're not alive or anything like that. But they move. It's freaky. Really, and see, and he's almost facing the centre. It's bloody freaky. Right, we're gonna go in. Right, a little one, and here we are with Arachnid. He can be a bit of a fast man, but take out Arachnid, and he died. I don't know why he turns into a little one when you kill him. It's just something that happens, but a bit sick aside, I've got him scaled up, so yeah. Then all you're going to want to do then is just come in here, go to this lever, forward lever, down go to the pikes, and you go through, and you get into the next room, which is Walk of Faith. And up, you have to go down a long spiral staircase. And we're going to put the weapon away. Down, 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 down. You can see it's quite long. Right. Now, you might want to read this one. Not pick it up, read it. Read it. Right. So, walk along the path of faith to find your way. Always allow the blue grace of our Lord to keep you safe. Never give into the temptation of the fiery red of our keeper of the dead. The green grace of our Lord's wife will guide you back if you stray from the Lord's path. Now, that will come apparent in some of the rooms. But we are going to go, so here we are with the first room. The Walk of Faith. If you have a severe problem with heights, might not go too well. So, the question is, what do you do? What do you do here? Where do you go? I mean, like, for example, if I get a bow, get some arrows, I'm gonna aim. Yeah, I'm gonna aim over there. Nothing. I'm gonna aim over there. Nothing. Aim there. Nothing. Now there are some enemies down there, but they're only there for people who have a lot, and I mean a lot, of health. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about them. So, you know, arrows, no, they don't seem to do jack shite. So we're going to have a look at some magic, see if the magic does anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. So, you're going to find yourself asking, well, what the hell do you do? Well, I will show you. And may fail in the process. So, you see that guy over there, in the distance. You're going to walk towards him. Just like so. You're just going to go walking towards the statue over here. Well, I'm going to run. So you make it to him. But as you can see, there's nothing here. There's no path. I mean, what the hell? How does it work? So, next, we are going to go over to this dude. Now, we're not going to go over to that guy, because remember what the book said. So instead, what we are going to do, we are going to play it clever-like, and we are actually going to save. Just in case this goes horribly wrong, we're going to quickly save the game. And so I'd have to go for that first step again. Right. So now we need to go to this dude over here. Hi-ya. And then boosh. Right. Now we need to go over to that dude over there. I'm just going slightly around here. And then go over there. Oh crap. Well, I am boned. Apparently not. Because I forgot I can run on the water. Alright, so let's show you why you shouldn't fall down here and survive. You got these. Go on. Those banshees are down there to basically finish them off. In which those banshees cannot be killed. You cannot kill them. So, right, we're going to try this again. Oh shit. This may take some time. Right, so, slowly go around there. Gonna aim for this dude, and we're gonna go over there. Right, made it this time. Damn. Now you're probably wondering where you go next. You see that guy all the way over there? We're going to him. So we're gonna try and kind of line it up. I'm hoping I got this lined up correctly, because I don't really fancy going to join the Banshees again. Thank you very much. So off we go. Dum dee dee. Lady. Alright. And next we're gonna go over to this dude over there. And go. Made it. Then see that guy, not that guy over there, not him, but him. We're gonna go to him. Off we go. Made it. And we're just going to go up this way a little bit and then go across this way. And then we're going to stop. You don't want to go any further. And then we're going to go over to this dude. Off we go. Hiya! And you see I'm still floating in the air. No paths, no roads, no tracks, no nothing. You can't hit it, you can't interact with it. It is literally walking on thin air. Gonna go. Then, when you get to this point, now there is a unique weapon that you can create within this mod, and you can only be obtained by getting 4 items. One item is not unique. It does say in the description as well, but one item is not unique, which is you either need a Daedric battle axe, a Daedric bow, or a Daedric sword. But then you also need 3 unique items. Now, when you get to here, you might realise that these statues are red, but have blue lights. And these statues are blue, but have red lights. So do you go to the one with the statues of blue, even though the red says that you shouldn't go towards it? Or do you go for the ones that have got the blue lights, but are coloured red? Which way do you go? Now unfortunately I know which way to go, and you will learn that you need to go to the blue statues. So we're going to go there now. Ha ha ha. And then we're going to go open up this chest. So, now I've already given you the weapons, so it'll either be the battle axe, the sword, or the bow. Now last time I created the sword. This time we're going to create the bow, I think. We're going to create a bow on this occasion. And the first unique item is this. It's just a diamond, but it's called the Star of Umaril. So we're going to take that. Now, you don't want to sell it, you don't want to drop it, you don't want to lose it. You do that, then you're buggered on being able to create this weapon. So I'm going to go back. And then we are going to head over to the far statue over there. So wish me luck that I don't fall off like a complete and utter twonk. Made it. And then we're going to go to that guy over there. You can just about see. Let's go. Alright, so we now are ready to go into the next room, which is called House of the Guard. Alright, here we are in the House of the Guard. Now this was a room that has been completely changed compared to the original. In the original it was supposed to be some kind of like door maze, but you could actually exploit the local map to find your way around it. But now it's changed. So it's no longer like a maze, and it's more just an area. But an area for the big bugs. Called Chorus Rippers. I'm going to take these guys out. There you go. They're dead. But one thing you are going to want to keep an eye out for is that there are a grand total of 6 switches in this House of the Guard. There's a grand total of 6 of them. There are 3 pull chains and 3 pull bars. Now, one set will open up these gates to allow you to the treasure chest that is down there, and the other 3 will open up the gates to allow you to basically exit this place to get into the next room. Now, so in here you are going to learn where all of these things are. Though technically they shouldn't be too difficult to find, but some people sometimes miss things. So the first pull chain is in here. I'm going to pull that. Now that does not open up any of these gates. It actually opens the gates opens up when I get, so it's just a little bit down here. So first of all, we've got to take care of this bug. He's a dead bug now. Oh, it's another bug. Hello, buggy. And I don't have my shield out. What am I doing? I am such an amateur. Now, so what that port chain opened was actually a gate that was in here. You can just about see it down there. So I've got 2 more gates to open. So we've got 1 switch down, 5 more switches to go. And obviously things kind of went wrong in here a little bit. I mean, look at him. He's got no head. And there's blood all over the wall. What does that tell you? That shit went wrong. That's what that tells you. We're gonna go in here. Wait, there are more big bugs. Kill the bugs. Take out all the bugs. Hello, buggy. All down, and we've got 1 more bug to go. He's climbing on the walls. My god. And I'm down. And as you can see, well, this room, well, it's a literal bloodbath. I am walking in blood. There is blood all over the walls. There are eviscerated corpses literally all over the place. So, eviscerated corpse, eviscerated corpse, eviscerated corpse, eviscerated corpse. Yeah, kind of things went south very, very badly in this room. But the first pull bar you will be looking for actually down here. So we're going to put it, and the second pull chain is actually just up here. There you go. That's it for in here, so we can now move on. There's a dancing bug. Dance, buggy. Dance for me. I'm gonna take out him. I'll take out this guy. There's his friend who I didn't even notice. Alright, he's dead now. Now, the next pull bar, or the second pull bar, is you jump over here, go into here, and just down here is the second pull bar. So we're on 2 and 2. Now, you have to go down this way to get to the last pull chain. So I'm going to run down here, and gonna smack you right a bit. There you go. Oh, there's no one down there. Dancing and dancing and dancing. Dancing right away. Alright, so the final pull chain is just here. So we now have unlocked the exit to this room, but we still got that last pull bar to find. Who's in here? Ooh. Hello, buddy. So you can see we got these chorus rippers and their queen, but it would appear to be that they didn't like their queen very much. Well, their queen's dead. They killed poor old Queenie. But your final pull bar is actually in this room, so if you turn around and look up here, there's a little tiny pull bar. So I'm going to pull that. So now that is a 3 of 3. So now we are going to go and make our way back to the entrance. Right, so as you can see, now I'm back at the entrance, and as you can see, we are now able to get to the chest. Inside you got 5 grand, can't argue, 5 grand. But what you'll mainly probably want to get is this, the void ingot. That is the second out of 3 unique items. But now we can now move on to the next room, which is through this door here, into the descent to darkness. So I will see you inside the descent. Bet you weren't expecting this, were you? With that name. It's all snowy-ish, dusty, and full of what looks like little tiny fireflies. But again, height issues if you have fear of heights. Might not do too well. But there is actually something that is important about this room. Unless you have a mod that allows you to jump higher and further, you need whirlwind sprint. Otherwise you will struggle and not actually be able to make some of the jumps that you need to make. So if you don't have whirlwind sprint, have a search for mods that change your jump height and jump distance, and then come back, and you should be able to then be able to actually complete it. So we are now going to make the descent down. Yep. I mean, in the beginning it starts off relatively simple. So like this one, for example, you can't make this with a normal jump. It's just not possible. So we've got a whirlwind sprint it. And I think also this one is another one where you can't make it with a normal jump. So we now have to wait for one sprint. We have to wait for that to cool down. Still waiting. And then go. Right. And now we can obviously go back to just normal jumps. Yep. And you just walk off this one. Go around this way. Be careful at this point here, because this can bug you up with that rock, so you can jump over it, like so. Yep. 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 I believe this one is another whirlwind sprint one. So go yep. And run on here. This one you can just jump. Wait, it's actually that one needed to run off the edge. Technically. Then you go down here. Boop. Yep. Boop. Ow. Then you run here, and then this you'd be able to just jump. And then jump. And I think this you can make by a jump, but I'm just gonna whirlwind sprint it just to be safe. Then you jump down here. Boop. And jump over here. Boop. Done. Go around. Jump onto this platform. Careful not to fall off the edge. Like a pleb. This one you do need the whirlwind sprint. And this one, I believe this one you can make with a jump, but you have to jump at the right time. So wish me luck. Ooh, just about. Just about made that one. Alright, so let's carry on. So just gonna be a little bit careful. And then we come to this bit. I am going to save it here. I'm not about to do tightrope and bugger it all up. So I am going to save it. Alright, time to tightrope. God damn it. Right, let's carry on. But, right, made that one. Just about. There you go, whirlwind sprint. Because there's no way you can jump that. You can jump this one, but I think it's just easier if you jump it from this part of it. You go here. And here you go, yep. Carry on. Carry on this way. Go up here. Be careful of these boulders because they can muck up your jumps. Technically. There you go. Get that one there. There you go, yep. No. God damn it. Yep. And I think you can jump this one normally, but again, just to be safe, I'm going to whirlwind sprint it. Carry on. You go, yep. Now, if you look down there, you will see that there is a chest. Now you can see there's a bit of green light over there, so that indicates where there is the third and final unique item. So we need to make it to there without dying, preferably. Yeah, what the hell am I jumping for? Right, so you go, yep. Now, if I believe correctly, if you get onto this platform, you then turn around. So you turn around, you face that over there, forward sprint. Do have to be a little bit careful, because sometimes the momentum can carry on going, so you have to be a little bit wary of that. Now we wait. Forward sprint. Waiting. Oh, so much waiting. More sprint, and then there we go. Then you open the chest, 5,000 gold, random item, but what you're looking for is this. Heart of Darkness. That's what you're looking for. So that's what we're going to take. Now, you can't really go back the way you came, because you can see the platform over there is actually a little bit elevated compared to that one. But you can jump over here, and then jump, and jump, and then go, oh sweet bloody Jesus. And then if you're lucky, you just go, yep. Now, some people might actually die from that fall. I'm lucky, I got quite a fair bit of health, so it doesn't really affect my health too much. But if you don't have a lot of health, your best bet is to whirlwind sprint over to that platform and then jump down to this one. And I think that is the last time we have to use a whirlwind sprint. You have to put it down here. Yep. Yep. And tally-ho. We do. And we can run down here. But this does progressively get a bit thinner and thinner over time. So you don't want to just like go instantly charging, because you might fall and kill yourself right at the end. Which isn't going to bode well for your own sanity. Alright. So we're finally made the bomb, but you got to be wary. There are some chorus rippers down here. We're just going to take these guys out. And that's him. Right. Now, I was actually kind enough, and also in the original, to actually put a forge down here randomly. Random forge. So, obviously the unique weapons selection you will find in the Daedric category. And you will have a choice, as long as you picked up, if you picked up all of it. So if you picked up the Star Room Rule, the Heart of Darkness, the Void Dignet, and the 3 Daedric weapons that were at the beginning, you will have a choice to either make the Alien Black Axe, the Alien Darkness Sword, or the Alien Void Bow. Now obviously I picked the bow, so that's what I'm gonna make. So, boom, made. Now that I've made that, it will now, in this same save, be impossible for me to get this and this. That's it. I made my choice. I chose the bow. I am now stuck with the bow, and there's nothing I can do about it. Now we're going to have a look at that compared to my other bow, which I'm using, or sometimes in, which is Dinok. Now as you can see, Dinok is not as good. So we are going to go with this. And then we are going to go, actually no, do I have any strong ones on me? No, not. I think that's the strongest ones I got. Yeah. Right. And then we come into the final part, which is the Paradox Prison. Now, I will be back very shortly, and this part may possibly take some time. So I will be back in the Paradox Prison. You annoying piece of shit. Right. Now with Drakos finally dead, you're gonna want to get this key. Dragon Scales, Dragon Mode you can take if you want, and we're gonna grab this 50 grand. Right, fall in the water, go on, fall in there. Think about what you've bloody done. I know it's misery you've just been causing me, you son of a bitch. But right, that is the fight against Drakos finally done with. Yeah, because originally he would sort of like fly around here, sort of go flying around circles, and not land, which is kind of annoying when his health regenerates. And then when I made the adjustments, he was hanging up there. He was just up there, hanging up there like a douche. I'm not coming down. But now he's now been sorted, and he now actually is on the ground and actually fightable. Well, he was fightable when he was flying, but he just wouldn't land, which was causing a bit of a problem due to his health regeneration. So he's been kind of nerfed a little bit. I may as well say he's been kind of nerfed a little bit. But no, we're not going for that book. We don't want to go to that book. We want to go to this book. We want to go over here. As we now finally come to an end. So, I'm not going to spend ages reading the descriptions of these armors because they're all the same. There's two variants. You have the light armor, so it would be helmet of light, or hands of light, or boots of light, tra-la-la, so vice versa. As well as also helmet of dark and like boots of dark, hands of dark. The enchantments are all exactly the same. It's just that one is a light armor based off the elven armor, and one is a heavy armor based on the ebony armor. And then you also get another 50 grand. So we're going to take all of that. It's mine. I'm getting out of here. I am done with Dracos. Fuck you. Oh yeah. The sky has changed. Ooh, it's a creepy sky. But don't worry, it's not permanent. The sky will change back to its normal self. And it will all make sense if you read the books, especially the Captain's Journal. It will all make sense. Alright, we're gonna get off that because it's blinding. Right, there we go. Right. So that's it. That is the Journey to Draco's Reunion. Pretty much fixed version. But again, I was expecting a few bugs because I have to test it on PC. And normally you can like hot load the ESP file straight into the game without needing to download the mod as itself, kind of thing. And since it's on PC, it probably runs better, so it's able to run the program better. It's able to read the data and understand the data better than when you try and export it to a console. So that was most likely why there were still a few little bugs in the mod, despite them not being there on PC. But all the updates have been done, all the updates have been uploaded, and now everything should be fine. But if you are watching this and you've played the mod, or at least played some of the mod, and you've encountered a bug that I haven't whilst I've been doing this walkthrough, then please either let me know in the comments below, or in the comments on the actual mod page, because I do check it every now and then just to see if anyone's put any comments in there, primarily searching for anyone who's reporting a bug of some kind, to then see if I can then sort it out, you know. So again, if you come across a bug that I haven't come across in this video, just put it in the comments below, or go to the mod page and comment on there and let me know, and I'll either let you know if it is actually something to do in the mod, and if it is, that I will be attempting to fix it, or if it's something that could actually be sorted out in a different way. But despite those little hiccups, and again, it was all to do with, one, it being on PS4 rather than PC, considering that all my testing is done on PC, and also it was probably kind of partially down to how I had to set this mod up, with opening up 5 different mods, but having one mod as an active mod, but having the access to the data of all the other mods, but then have to duplicate them to actually, for the game to actually recognize them in the ESP that is known as Drakos, because this is the file name for this one is Drakos ESP, and they all end in ESP, but they all have different names. So you got Ocean Voyager ESP, House of Jax ESP, Asylum ESP, and Alien Race ESP. So I could open all them up in one thing, but I can only have one active file. So all the ones that I loaded up but that weren't active, everything that I created had to be duplicated once again. So there may have been a few errors within that, which is out of my control. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you had a bit of fun of thinking of, oh my god, it must have been a pain in the ass for him to try and do this damn bloody video. But also, I hope you did enjoy the mod, and hopefully, if you did come across the bugs that I came across, hopefully you do decide to update it with the newer versions where those things have been removed, so then you can actually fully enjoy the mod. But please remember to like and subscribe, and to share this video with so many friends, especially those who are going, but the mod doesn't work because this isn't working. Well, you can show them this video and say, well, he's fixed it now, so you can go and update it. So now it's all fixed and fine and dandy, so you don't have to worry about things crashing or things going wrong. He's updated it. He updated it on the fly whilst doing the walkthrough. But until then, I'll see you all later. How this mod has made me feel with all the things I needed to fix all the time.